And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to another weekend edition here of the OSC Elite Rising Star 16, day number 3. I'm Gorgeous Live VIP. With me, I'm joined by these amazing players, by the people in chat, and by my plushies as well. Welcome one and all to something a little bit different here. I mean, I say something different. It's been 3 weeks. It's been 3 weeks in a row now of OSC Elite Rising Star. This is a tournament that does promote and does support up-and-coming players. Basically, there is a restriction, not an MMR restriction, not an illegal act restriction, but if players place too highly in big premier events, they are ineligible. So that's why you don't see some of the big names in this tournament. Exclamation mark, be in the chat, have a look back yourselves to catch up on what has been going on and who is rising up this season. Let's go. Let us go. As I switch things over and catch up on the bracket itself. Oh boy, there is a lot to get into, as this is a massive tournament. It's been 3 weeks so far, and again, this typically lasts around 2 months. Like, think around 2 months, maybe a little bit more. But from the top, we do have Nicoract. He took down Mixu last time. He's up against Art in the next round. Likewise, Art, the other Art, the Polish Art, took down Shameless, now up against Sebastian. I mean, again, that's a big win for Art. Shameless, I would have favored to have a deep run in this tournament, but he goes down early. We have Percival, he's up against Moja in a TvT, as Iba did go down. We have Baby Marine take down Jumi. That, I would say, another... would I say an upset? I would say an upset in the sense that it's a shame they faced so early. It's a shame they faced so early. I would have favored, I mean, Jimmy, he is the reigning champion of the previous OSC Elite Rising Star, so to see him go down this early is brutal, and I'm sure we'll be seeing more of him in the coming weeks. And likewise, we have Young Yakov also taking down Nudie Soldier. Young Yakov up against Baby Marine. Now, when it comes to today's matches, we are going to be covering this third round. We're going to be covering Nicoract versus Art, Art versus Asbestos, and Percival versus Moja. Then we're going to be going on a break, and then we will be jumping down to the lower bracket. Again, we are going to be officially saying goodbye to some players here tonight because we have some elimination matches. Oh boy, lower bracket has been patiently waiting for today, as we do have 4 matches going to be going on down here. There's a lot of matches, a lot of StarCraft, 7 best of 3s in total. Oh boy, 7 best of 3s. Now first, we do have Nicoract versus Art. Let's go. Game 1 is going to be on Pylon. Game 1 is going to be on Pylon. Shout out to all those in the chat as well. Shout out to Baby Lings for redeeming that first quacker. Likewise, I see Getcha in the chat as well. And Solen's Vine. Bienvenidos. Quack. Bienvenidos. As we are getting into our first game this morning, in the top left-hand corner of Pylon, we have the red Terran player. We have the red Terran himself representing the Platinum Heroes. It is Nicoract. And spawning in the bottom hand corner, we have the blue Protoss player representing Quasar. It is Art. Here we go. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat as we jump into our TvP. See chat, Art versus Art. Let's go. True. That is the other big thing about this tournament, or about this current bracket, is that we have potential Art versus Art in the next round. Oh boy, it's gonna be a chaotic one if we get there. I think there's a good chance. I will say though that I do favor Art over Sebestis, but I do also favor Nicoract over Art. So we'll see if Art can cause the upset. Nicoract has been on fire, especially in this matchup. Show us what you got. Show us what you got, as we have initial probe scout that is going to be moving in. We have the initial probe scouts. Does good eyes in the setup so far. Economic opener here by Nicoract. Single gas to Rack expand. Something more tame, something more economic. Welcome to Pylon. Of course, Pylon is known for aggression, known for all-ins, known for just giving the advantage to whoever does take a more aggressive stance in this series. And we'll see who that will be. Typically, it's a Terran player, but not always. Not always here. As Nicoract, he will expand. And force the throw down a little bit off center as well, so a nice little start here for Art. Just causing a little bit of inefficiencies here. Back at home, we're expecting something more standard. I mean, I say that Art, he at times can be a little bit quirky in his play. He's usually a little bit more standard, a little bit more macro-oriented, but we'll see if he goes for something crazy like a Robo Opener or a Twilight Counter into charge like that. They are viable here, and Art, he has the potential to get into something a little bit different, outside of just Blink. just blink. Now we have a sentry follow-up. This is going to be for scouting, for the hallucination. So Art playing it safe. Speaking of playing it safe, safety shield battery as well. And he should be secure. Meanwhile, Nicoract is going for reactor on the racks and add also interacted Hellion. Okay. You have my attention. Reactor Hellion here into a starport. From here, we can go into drop play. We can go into a Hellion drop. We don't have a proxy starport across the map, so it won't hit too quickly, but we could still make that medevac and go for drop play. Otherwise, we could go for an add-on swap because that is a tech lab on the racks, and we are set up for a swap. Okay, let's go. Now, the hallucination does scout. The hallucination does confirm the Hellion production, so last Art is aware of the Hellions. Back at home, we should be walling up. Have the attempted wall. Hard Resort sounds like something a walrus would say. Not wrong, I suppose. Not wrong. Oh, meanwhile, very nice force field. Okay. Laying the trap. Hellions get locked down. One Hellion does fall. Gets one probe kill so far, and we might get another. Oh, not quite. Another force field. It's the Art. Oh, doesn't quite get the kill, doesn't quite get the hell. Oh, Jesus. Doesn't quite get the Hellion. And behind this, we are not going for the add-on swap. I assumed we would be. It's going to be reactored Hellion into reactored Widowmine. So we do have a bit of a different follow-up here. I do appreciate the flare from Nicoract. But behind this, we're going to very fast stim. So we're sending fast stim here from our Terran player. Now, there's a downside to this. That is that tank production could be heavily delayed. Tech Lab is on the way in the factory, so eventually we'll get there. But again, this is going to be very strong and early timing for Nicoract. Gets a third. 2-gate. Ooh, 2-gate blink into a third base, followed by extra gateway. So a little bit greedy here from Art. So let's go for a greedy follow-up. We'll see if Nicoract can punish. What am I doing coming in? Art does pull away. Some mine shots are going off. Getting a couple of probe kills. Speaking of, and more probes going down. It's going to be 2 probes in total. 2 probes in the sentry. Yeah, 2 probes in the sentry. As Nicoract, he does save one of the mines. And again, he's just keeping Art busy. He's keeping him busy. Sentry went down, which means we have limited hallucination scouts. I mean, all across the map did not confirm that Stim was on the way. Stim is almost done at this point. Stim is almost complete, and soon Nicoract can just pull the trigger with his Banshees, his Stim, and his tanks. Once again, distracting. It's a Stalker. Ooh, doesn't save the Widowmine. And we just pull the boys. Yeah, we pull the boys. So 2 base all in here from Nicoract. Again, this is hitting with Stim, Banshees, tanks. Combat shields will finish up in the middle of the fight, so it's still a ways away. But on the horizon, it's all or nothing. And what's scary here is that, again, Art sees nothing. He doesn't know. He doesn't see the... sorry, he does see the move out. Okay, he does see the move out. Thankfully, he's aware of what's going on, but can he get ready in time? He's been quite greedy when it comes to his build. Charge is halfway done. Art needs time. Time. Oh, nice force fields. Locks the army down. Will delay. Nicoract is moving in. Has yet to siege. So stepping forward. Nice focus firing here on the Stalkers. And here comes the siege. Yeah, it does siege up. Good target firing. Targets out the Stalkers. Probes are going down, and GG gets called. Nicoract, he breaks on through, he punishes the greed, and Nicoract, he will take game number 1. Whew. GG. Nicoract, he does take a lead in the series. Again, we saw that Art, he didn't see the move out. He did not have a follow-up hallucination scout. He had the first one, yes, but he did not confirm that Stim was being researched as quickly as it was. He did see the move out just outside the bases, that's true, but that was after he already made the decision to take a third base, to go for a 2-gate opener, to be greedy himself. He did not have another hallucination. He was playing blind up until the move out, up until the all-in. GG. GG, well played. But a part of that also a shout out to Nicoract for his harassment, his Hellion run by, his Widowmine drop. He was doing a lot of damage across the map. Specifically, if you remember, with his Widowmine drop, he killed the sentry. He did kill the sentry, which is also why we had less scouting from Art. And now we're getting to our next game. Now we're getting to game number 2, and spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of ley lines, we have the red Terran player. For the Platinum Heroes, it is Nicoract. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have as opponent, we have the blue Protoss player. Blue Protoss representing Team Quasar, it is Art. Okay. As now we're getting into a larger map. We're getting into a larger map here, so aggression, these all-ins are going to be a little bit weaker here on ley lines. It means that Art has a higher chance to actually get into the mid-game, to get into his own comfortable game state. After game 1, I'm sure he's going to be a little bit more adamant when it comes to scouting as well. At least I would hope so. I would hope so. So now we are setting up. And Nicoract once again going for an economic open. Once again, economic start here out of Nicoract. Going for the CC on the low grounds. Likewise, are setting up back at home, getting to a standard build. Standard open. From here, we're still getting to our take of choice. I'll wait and see if we go for a Twilight Council, into a Robo, into a Stargate. I mean, again, Art, he did go for a Twilight Council with the Blink last game. He was trying to get into a standard game, but again, he was kind of cut off at his knees. But there it is, a Twilight Council is thrown down. Here we go. Does thread in the shade. Oh. Shade, Marine goes down. A nice little pickup here, but the bunker is now done, and with that, Nicoract, he should be safe back at home. Behind this, going into a 1-1-1, keeping an eye on the tech labs here with the tech lab on the factory. From here, we can go for an add-on top, or we can open up Cyclone. We have options. Meanwhile, Art, after what happened in the last game, I don't blame him. I mean, kind of. We have 2 more gates, so 3-gate Blink. 3-gate Blink Stalker here from Art, so much safer here is his play. I would have liked to have seen this last game and seen the previous build this game. Like, this is where I feel like Art could be a little bit more greedy, but playing it safe. He is playing it safe. Production has begun. Getting into tanks, getting into Banshee play. Interesting. So with really fast Banshee and tank production, we can try to go for a bit of a Beyond move out and a Beyond all-in. Okay. You have my attention. What I mean by that is that Nicoract, he could go for an all-in without stim. He can go stimless. Vanilla Marines. Vanilla Marines. Alongside the tanks and Banshees. He may pull the boys with this, as is salvage the bunker that he's rebuilding. Interesting. Going back across the map, we do have 3-gate Blink Aggression coming his way. He throws down 2 more Raxes. He's not moving out. Okay. He's not moving out. He's defending back at home. What's going on? That's the second time. The observer dips in, and here comes the move outs. Alright, he does spot it. The boys are being pulled. It's possible the bunker was just for show, just for just for the scouting, just for art. We just kept building, canceling. But here we go. Here comes the all-in, and it is a Beyond all-in. It's a Beyond move out, no stim this time. It hits earlier. We have tanks, we have Banshees, Marines that just hit a buffer, that just hit a tank. But Art, he has extra Stalkers this time. Slowing this down. Remember, Art, he has an extra gateway, so he has extra Stalkers. The Immortal's almost out, and we're running out of Marines. Shield batteries are done in time, and this is running out of steam. Yeah, in the end, Art is going to shut this down. Rushes on forward, takes down the Cyclone, gets on top of the tank as well. And takes out every single tank. GG gets called. The all-in fails, and Art, he will take, or he will tie the series up 1-1. GG. Whew. GG, well played. We are going to the ace match here again. This time Art went for a blindly, of course, went for a safer build after falling to an all-in in game 1. And here we saw that he was very well prepared. Thankfully, he also saw the mill out with the Observer and was able to be active with those Stalkers. Again, he had more Stalkers than previously, and he also even had the Immortal on the way as well. So much safer play by Art. GG. GG, well played. We're getting into the ace match, getting into Persephone, and we'll see how this story ends. As spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have the red Terran player. We have the red Terran player himself. We have, for the Platinum Heroes, being forced into the ace match, it is Nicoract. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the blue Protoss player. Representing Quasar, it is Art. Settling in, and we're expecting another safe opener, right? We've seen two base all-ins in a row, so Art, I imagine once again 3-gate blink, or even 3-gate into charge, like a charge base opener, but very safe plays what we're expecting out of Art. I'm really most curious as to what Nicoract's going to bring to the table. Double gas. For the first time this series, double gas opener leads into faster attack, which means we can go into faster Cloak Banshee, for example. We can go into earlier tank production. We'll see where this leads us. It will lead into a faster factory and faster starport. What we do with that, though, yet to be determined. So Nicoract, he is mixing it up. I'm a little bit afraid that he's going to be more aggressive again, and I don't know if that's necessarily going to be the right call to make after how Art has adjusted, but we'll see. See. It's also possible that Nicoract is not really feeling too comfortable getting to a standard game. So here comes the factory. And are we just gonna calm down? Now there are different ways to play safe as well. 3-gate blink, early charge, early robo. So there's still different options here for Art. I wouldn't be too fond of the idea of Art cutting corners and being greedy. That'd be crazy after how the series has played out. But what are the odds he 2-base all-ins 3 games in a row, right? Like, he's done it twice, sure. Third time, no shot. Cobia. He does poke in, does poke out. We have a shield battery at the natural and in the main base. Speaking of safe play. Alright, getting all the shield batteries. is out for his scout. Nicoract moving in. He is going for the mineral line. And shouldn't get too much done here. He gets one probe. And we had assumed with the double gas opener we're going into something like Cloak Banshee. There it is. Cloak Banshees are on the way. Early tank production as well. This is similar to what we saw last game in the sense that we're delaying stim. We're delaying stim in favor of tanks and Banshees. Hallucination does confirm everything. Does get eyes on Cloak. Art already has a robo on the way. Art should be ready for this. So she does move out. He's already got the Observer halfway done. He's got a safety shield battery as well. Shouldn't take too many losses. Nick right behind us getting into extra Raxes. And we'll wait and see if he does end up expanding. Just now getting an Nexus. So there's 3 gateways. Blink is finishing up. The Banshee is instantly deflected. It gets no damage. We'll get away. Does barely get away. Nicoract is moving out. Again, this third base was so delayed. I feel like Nicoract should be expanding from here, but he's moving out. He wants that third. Okay. Does move out. Oh, he's gonna get caught out there. Yeah, Art catching reinforcements. He does not get the tank. A couple of Marines. Double Banshee into the main. Gets 3 probes. At least the tank does barely survive and can be healed up. But I still don't see an expansion here for Nicoract. I feel like at this point we will see a third. So sieging. Yeah, diving on the tanks. 1, 2 tanks going down. Nicoract getting caught out completely. And again, he should not have been out here. Third CC now begins after the tanks get caught. Late third base here by Nicoract. Oh. And things are looking a little bit dire here for our Terran. Alright, he's just healing up. Topping up his army. And from here, the pressure is going to be a little bit more on Nicoract. We do have Art moving out. Nicoract, he's a little bit more vulnerable without having his tanks, but he's built up his bio army. As he moves out, Art is moving in. Art does get into the mineral line. Nicoract, he commits. Does have some reinforcements. He's going for the fourth base. Art out of position. Okay, nice move. Nice move here from Nicoract. Denies the fourth. Does force a cancel. Does force a cancel. He cannot quite dive in. Oh, that's still going to be 17. 17! Oh, good. 17 SCVs going down. Thankfully, no friendly fire. 19 SCV kills. Oof. Yeah, that is brutal. And Nicoract, I mean, he already had a late third base, and now he has a crippled economy. The economy's not quite there. At least he was able to deny the fourth base for Art, but Art is still looking much more comfortable. Slowly building up his Colossus count. Second Robo is on the way. This tells us that he's going into Disruptors, not Storm. Disruptors on the horizon. Where's Art? He's moving out. Even saving the Prism? Okay. Does barely save it. Prism gets away. And Art, I mean, there's no pressure on him. He doesn't have to move in. He engages, he forces back Nicoract. Behind this, Disruptor production now has begun. Disruptors are on the way. Being active. Workplace are building up. I mean, Art, he backs off for now, so Nicoract is able to resaturate his third base. Behind this, getting into Ghost production, Viking production as well. Like, Nicoract, he's getting there. He's definitely building up. Art, he's not really capitalizing on the advantage that he had. He could have tried to be perk. He could have tried to perk in, tried to trade with his opponents. Not commit, of course, but trade nonetheless. Just chill. And Art is going to be the first to max out. Max out. Likewise, Art, he doesn't have to engage, at least until Nicoract attempts to expand. But once he tries to take a fourth base, that's when Art can be more aggressive and more active. As Art should be mass expanding. As you can see, he's fully spread out here to keep eyes on any kind of drop play. There's so many. How many Marauders are there? I look at this army and almost as many as our Marines. 27. Let's go. Like, this is a beefy army. We can tank some Novas. We don't want to, but we can. Okay. Anyway, both armies are maxed. Both armies are maxed out. 4 CCs all the way for Nicoract. Vikings, they lead the charge. Oh. Novas, they do clip the army. Yeah, 1, 2 Colossus is going to be going down. Vikings, they just go to town here. A bit of miscontrol from Art. He'll lose every Colossus. He'll rally into the army. And now Art just heavily reliant here on just purely Disruptor. Again, Art, he just kind of A-moved in, so he lost everything. Ideally, you want to kite back your Colossus, so you want to move your Stalkers forward, you want to be able to focus on those Vikings. This is also where Archons and even High Templar can be a little bit better supportively, just because I have anti-air. Storms can be used against Vikings, Archons can also turn Vikings away. So here we're just switching into just pure disruptor. Okay. The problem here is that disruptors aren't really built to push in. They're built to punish like your opponent chasing you or pushing into you. Oh, that's a kill. That's a kill, not a cancel. Never goes up. Oh Jesus, brutal connections. That was 8 Marauders going down and 3 ghosts. Jesus. Okay. I was like, yeah, Novas have a hard time connecting, but apparently not. I mean, Nicoract, he's in trouble. Nova's A zone away. Mineral Line's gonna go down. Yeah. And apparently RG just rapid fired Novas. He caught the army. Now we get some EMPs, but it might not matter. As Ghosts do survive. Ghosts are surviving. Ghosts being dealt with. He doesn't really have much remaining here when it comes to his main army. Well, Soldiers are going down. Here come the reinforcements. He has to get out of here. Yeah, well, we have to leave. No. Yeah, he does leave the army idle, and he will lose everything. Art, he will lose the army, but he killed the expansion. He got 16 SCV kills. He got the base. Art, he has an economy. So he can afford some of these trades, even if they're looking rough. Colossus is now on the way, as there are no Vikings. Now there are 0 Vikings left. DT's ready to counterattack. And RT's running away with this. Let's go. Oh no, the Art versus Art is gonna happen. It's gonna no. It's gonna happen back. Not like this. As Art, he's almost maxed. And there's not really much of an army left here remaining. There's what? There's 1 ghost. And it has no energy, so no EMP. EMP was just used on the Dark Templar. There's no Vikings, no Liberators, no mines. Art can just send it. We can send it, baby. We can send it. In. Pushing into the natural. Now there's a second ghost. True. Novas go up. Ooh, and they do connect. Brutal connections. GG gets called, and RT will claim the series 2-1, taking down Nicoract and advancing on to the next round. GG. GG, well played. Congratulations here. Again, I was definitely favoring Nicoract coming into this series, but no, RT was able to bring it back. I would say that Nicoract was overly aggressive here in Game 3. Game 1 and Game 2 were fine, you know, 2 base all-ins. Nicoract was testing the waters. Coming into Game 3, I was hoping that Nicoract would have a different approach, and he did, but if you remember, he threw down the 3rd CC after he lost his tanks. He did go for an early push, which was a little bit ill-advised, and he got caught out completely. He lost his army, and it was only after he lost his army that he decided to expand, so it was a later 3rd base, later expansion. He did eventually, he attempted to recover. In the process, was losing a lot of SCVs, eventually did max out, but took some really rough fights, and never really had the economy to sustain those losses either. Just a bit of a shaky early to mid-game there from Nicoract. GG. GG, well played. With that, Art will claim the series, and with that, we're now getting into our next series, our next matchup. Up next, a very different Art. We have the Polish Art up against Sebestis. Let's go. We have another matchup, this time jumping into a PvP.